Have you ever had a dream that you felt was so real? What if you were unable to wake from that dream? How could you tell the difference between the dream world and the real world? Welcome back, everybody. It is Trilogy month. So, yeah, we're going to be getting into this. Welcome back, everybody. It's your pal Orange Hat here to bring you another lovely stream for the Thursday or the Tuesday theme streams. And let me just get this banner down, the overlay. Whoops. How y'all doing, everybody? So, yeah, the first trilogy is the Matrix trilogy. Figured I would go strong, start things out with a good trilogy. It's a decent trilogy. I mean, a lot of people give it hell and whatnot, and a lot of people don't like it or don't like Reloaded and Revolutions. And well, that's all fine and dandy. But me personally, I like the Matrix trilogy. So I figured I'd give my thoughts on it. Now, let's see here. Ready? Oh, yeah. And so before I do get started, I do want to address the chat and give my normal spiel. So, howdy to Neozoic and everybody else in the chat. Thank you so much for tuning in on X and on or on YouTube. So, again, folks, for those of you who don't know, tonight I will be on the Barroom Podcast, Tuesday night, 9 p.m. Society Reviews channel. Next Wednesday and Thursdays are going to be the ones and twos and singles. The ones and twos will be on Mara Jade's channels. We're going to be discussing Jurassic Park on Wednesday night, 8 p.m. her channel. Thursday on X exclusively. I will not do this on YouTube. I will be only doing singles on X because, well, fuck YouTube in that regard. They like to invent rules simply because I was getting around the transformative quality. So I will be doing The Saint with Val Kilmer and Elizabeth Shue. And I will be doing that exclusively on X. So I want you all aware, if you are going to be watching my singles anymore, you are going to have to watch them on X at OrangeHat2185. Because I will not stream those streams anymore on YouTube. You have a playlist. You can always or appreciate the ones that I have listed. But after they pulled Demolition Man down, I'm sorry. That was the last straw for me. They've been harassing my channel for a while, and I'm no longer going to tolerate it. So for movie streams, if I'm going to show a movie or the stream or sequences and whatnot, I will put it up on X exclusively. I will not put it up on YouTube anymore. You have YouTube to blame for that because they created rules saying something about third-party audio, in which there was no third-party audio for the movie. There was simply put, they didn't like the fact that I was using transformative quality for movies, and they didn't like that. So, yeah. Hello to Geek Detective Pierce on, hey, both X and YouTube. So thank you for coming in, buddy. Fun question. Which Keanu Reeves role did you prefer, Neo or John Wick? I like both. I'm not going to draw a preference. Both fit into their respective worlds. It's apples to oranges, in my opinion. A lot of things, Neozoic, I can't think simple. I am always thinking on a more complex scale. If you're asking me to compare two separate characters of two separate situations, I cannot really give a simple answer to that. It's just my mind doesn't work that way. But getting into the Matrix trilogy, I really like this trilogy. When I first saw the first one, man, that movie made you think. And I was only 14, 15 years old when I first saw The Matrix. And it makes adults really think. I mean, the concept of there is no spoon. You think that's air you're breathing now. Stuff like this. Simple lines like that when you are doing these elaborate fight sequences, and when you are teaching a person to use extreme measures of telekinesis and whatnot, and then to realize, well, you're not really bending a spoon at all because there is no spoon. And yet you're looking before you, the thing's right in your hand, yet there is no spoon. How does one grapple with that? How does one acknowledge that in their mind? How does one accept that as reality when you are literally holding a spoon in your hand right in front of you? And yet he actually did start to bend it. So the movie, they were doing the Wachowski brothers at the time, because now they're fucking weirdo siblings. Which Keanu Reeves did you prefer, Neil or John Wick? Wait, you already asked that. I keep on seeing things changing. Oh. Also, didn't Matrix popularize the term red pill? Yes. Yes, it did. Red pill revolution and people who are awake, not woke, but awake. I mean, I'm only going to be discussing the trilogy for the most part, folks, but I will address one part to Matrix Resurrections, and that is the fact that Resurrections was sort of anti-woke. Yes, they put in characters with the blue hair and shit, but they actually called out a system in which was overly politically correct. They were exiled. They were exiled from the system because they were not politically correct. They were against that stuff. So yes, they created a Matrix which was overtly politically correct, and it's ridiculous. But getting back to the trilogy itself, you got a great cast. You had Joe Pantoliano as the Weasley asshole of Cypher. The actors who played Tank and Dozer, I can't remember their names, but I thought that they were actually very good. It sucks that their characters were killed off. Dozer was killed in the movie. Tank died due to his wounds after the events of the first film. You also have, let's see here. You have the kid from the second movie who actually saved himself because of his belief that he was not, or that he was in a different world. He didn't understand, or he just believed and understood the truth of the situation, of the reality, that he was not in the real world. And so he actually saved himself. And however, he developed a fascination with Neo and kind of imprinted on him, which is kind of ridiculous and an obsessive way. But the kid also was also heroic in his own right because he allowed the Hammer to come back in the war, or to get through in the war. But I really did like the first movie the best. I do like the music from the third movie even more, especially the final fight music. The concept of a rogue AI, which was the program Smith, and how it grew beyond his control, it turned into a virus. Because that is essentially what he was. He was a agent program that was destroyed, essentially. His code was supposed to return to the source. However, it rebelled. It was compelled because it did not like the fact that it had lost to Neo. I like Carrie-Anne Moss's character, Trinity. The way that they did the cameras, the spinning camera tricks, was always fun you learn all about these things, man. And they do a very good job at showing them. Having the other two agents basically follow or trying to get these people, it really is an interesting, it was a very interesting concept. How would you compare Matrix Trilogy with other Wachowski works, such as The Animatrix. The Animatrix was good in that it continued the story. It gave you the history of the Matrix and previous iterations and whatnot, as well as the final flight of the Osiris, which directly connects to the Matrix Reloaded film. And how you doing, June Bug? By the way, folks, there is 3 movies in the Matrix, and I hear that does not exist. Yeah. I'd be curious to see the version where Sean Connery's played Morpheus and Will Slap play Neo. Oh, Will Smith played Neo. Yeah. How'd these all never saw Jupiter Ascending, nor Ninja Assassin or Speed Racer. So V for Vendetta and Animatrix and The Matrix were all I really saw, the Wachowskis, and I thought they did pretty good with them. But one of the things I really do like is how these movies really do mess with your head. Well, the first movie is a pure mindfuck. It messes with your head. It makes you think. It's like, what's real, what's not? Wasn't it, or was he dreaming? Was he not? You find, or there are some things that are just, it seems too perfect in certain situations, like when he's at his boss's office and when he was basically threatened with firing because he kind of screwed up. He was late for work. And it's like, you see that these guys wiping the windows, cleaning the windows, it just seems off, how they're so precise with it. And then you see how he's bored with his job. He's also looking for Morpheus. Knock, knock, Neo, and then the door knocks. I mean, it's a really good way of screwing with your head, I like how writing and metaphors were used during the first Matrix. While it did sort of expand a bit more, I definitely agree with how the first was a mind trip. Yeah. I mean, the White Rabbit, there's a lot of Alice in Wonderland references in the first one. The second one is more video game-ish. I really do like the video game Path of Neo, where you can, there's cheats in that game. I totally exploited the cheats. The vampirism, you can basically kill your enemies for health, or you could just go full God mode, infinite ammo, or invincibility and whatnot, which is pretty cool. You also learn that there are others that are potentially just as skilled as Neo, which was established in the first movie. These are the other potentials. And so these potentials, one of them freaking destroys an agent, which was pretty cool. It's like, holy shit, man. And then you got to end up fighting him before you save him. And it's like, okay, well, I'm here to save you, but okay, if you want to fight me, I'll friggin' fight you. It's a great scene, man. Plus, when they were doing the movie with the game with Ghost and Niobe, they had to film that extra stuff while they were filming the movies in order to have those little movie cutouts in the PlayStation games or the PlayStation 2 games. I mean, seeing Niobe or seeing Jada Pinkett Smith and seeing what's her name, the Merovingian's wife, can't remember her name in real life, basically kissing and whatnot. That was all for the teens, or that was all for the teenagers, It's like, wow, okay, Persephone, yeah, there you go. Get the 2 ladies kissing. I like how the part that really catches my attention when Agent Smith asks, "What good is a phone call if you're unable to speak?" Yeah, that creeped me out, man. The irony of that question sticks with me. Yep. Hey, bud. Monica Bellucci. Thank you so much. How you doing, NB? Good to see you, man. Monica Bellucci. Yeah. Thank you so much, geek. But yeah, these movies, they had excellent martial arts choreography with Yuen Wu-ping. I mean, you don't get, or when it came to martial arts choreography, Yuen Wu-ping was the person to go to. He was the go-to major martial arts choreographer at the time. So yeah, they had excellent stuff. I mean, there are situations in the movies where it's way too fantastical. However, it works. The third movie tried to do an anime fight with Neo and Smith fighting their final fight, where they're both flying and stuff, and it's like, for a live action, it does look good. For live action, it looks good. Now, them on the gimbal, which is flipping and going like this, making their bodies move all the way around while they're punching and kicking each other, it's like interesting. I mean, I understand limits of technology at the time, but they were really going, hey, good to see you, Mama Skooma. And they were really going for the anime fight. I mean, they're clashing with each other so hard where the rain literally is forced upward due to the shock waves, or shards of glass is just falling everywhere due to the shock waves and whatnot, then cratering into the ground. I mean, they went for full anime effect. However, it was a live action movie, so it doesn't really translate as well, but I loved it anyway. I'm not going in, or as you all can obviously see, I'm not going all into scene by scene, row by row of the movies in general, but I'm going by different parts that I really did like. Parts in The Matrix, I really love the training montage where he's learning all these different martial arts. However, he also has to fight Morpheus, and Morpheus is basically, he's like, I know that you are better than this. Don't think you are. No, you are. How do you reconcile that? It's like, you're asking a person to literally break out of their mind and think out. You're giving them a crash course of thinking outside of the box, essentially. However, they have to be able to find that themselves, to find out how to do it themselves. And I do like that he's not holding back with him. He's kicking his ass, and but when he finally gets on the defensive, Neil's like, alrighty, well, okay, yeah, I know what you're trying to do. I'm trying to free your mind, man. I noticed that they were trying to do a Dragon Ball-like style. Yes, very much in film 3, but it was so-so. Yeah, it didn't, or you can't really do aerial battles in live action. Aerial battles in live action, until you learn how to crack that code. I mean, The Matrix was the first to attempt it. They kind of did a good job with it. It was so-so, but it wasn't really working. You have the limits of human, you are limited by humans, human body and human proportion, as well as human speed. Where in anime, you don't have that. You can have them moving so freaking fast that it's beyond human perception. I mean, a good example is, look at the Cell games from Dragon Ball Z, where Cell and Goku are fighting in the ring and above the ring and all over the place. And the normies, Hercule and all of them are like, can't see a damn thing. What the hell's going on? Where is everybody? And then they go over to the Z Fighters, and the Z Fighters are just standing still, watching the whole damn fight with their eyes. You know that they're tracking every little bit of it. You know? Free your mind and the rest will follow. Exactly. How would I compare The Matrix with other 99 films such as Star Wars Episode 1, The Mummy, Sixth Sense, Fight Club? Fight Club was atrocious. It was okay up to the point when it became that these people are actually fucking terrorists. That was when I started being like, it's like, oh, fuck you, man. I can't believe you went that route. Toy Story 2, never really saw anything beyond Toy Story 1. Disney's Tarzan, that was okay. Blair Witch Project, saw that years later. Eyes wide shut, never saw it. Matrix was one of those movies that really took my interest because I'm a sci-fi person. I'm also a person that likes to think complexity or think with the complexity. So, or Episode 1, Phantom Menace, same thing. Very good movie. The Mummy, also excellent movie. Sixth Sense, that movie definitely made you think. Fight Club, that's a terrorist wet dream. I'm sorry, I'm just calling it like it is, folks. I did not like Fight Club. The second I saw Fight Club, or what the ending of Fight Club was, it's like, go fuck yourself if you think this is a good movie. I'm sorry, but that movie is a terrorist's wet dream. And I do not support that sort of shit. I'm sorry. I find that Morpheus telling Neo there's a difference between knowing the path and walking the path. Something to live by. Yes, it's very much, or it's very akin to the old Star Wars Episode 2 line, knowing the difference between knowing the difference between knowledge and wisdom. Knowledge you seek to learn. Wisdom you gain through experience. I had that little philosophical discussion with my mom earlier, which was fun. In the hospital, no one's chat is someone that makes me happy. And that's happy to hear, Mom, or Mama Skuma. So, and I'm happy that I can help your day along with this stream. So, getting back to the Matrix Reloaded, there was a lot that people didn't fully understand due to the fact that the Animatrix hadn't come out yet. So then they had to release the Animatrix rather quickly, and they did a good job with it. I like the origin of how the world fell to AI. I'm not a fan of Fight Club either. Yeah, I wouldn't blame you. But yeah, when it comes to the stuff that wasn't said in the Matrix or between the Matrix and Animatrix, because the ending of the Matrix has Neo taking flight in front of millions of people. And that basically created havoc inside the Matrix. The architect is like, shit, the anomaly's up, and now we have no choice but to ramp up cleaning and ramp up agents. We have to upgrade the agents in order to make sure that we can stop too many minds from being freed. And so, yeah, Reloaded was good. The only thing I didn't like about Reloaded was the whole frickin' basically the orgy. It was an orgy in the cave orgy, as well as the sex scene between Carrie-Anne Moss and Keanu Reeves, and it's like, I mean, I get that these two love each other. I don't see the reason why they need to have sex or they need to show it. I'm sorry, that sex scene in the Matrix was fucking ridiculous. Having to put the plugs on, nudity clause, all that shit. It's like, go away. No. I mean, people treating Neo as a messiah, there is the Jesus complex in this movie, which is something they were trying to go against, but also didn't want to get too much into because, well, if you look at the Wachowskis very much nowadays, they are very much anti-Jesus. But I'm not going to get into that debate right now. I do like the game Path of Neo when he has to fight Super Agent Smith, where all the agents basically turned into one giant fucking Agent Smith. Instead of him doing the Jesus route, he ends up having to fight a giant Agent Smith in the Path of Neo, which was fun. But I understood that the need for what they did in the end of Revolutions, where everybody is basically dying around Neo. Even Trinity died, but no, they had to bring her back in the Matrix because, oh, no, she was also the one. It's like, it doesn't fucking work. Doesn't fucking work. Hey, Vanya, good to see you, man. And it's okay that you're late. That's what the replay is for. You got 25 minutes to catch up on, but catch up on it on the or afterward. But yeah, I'm not talking about any of it in sequence, buddy. So you're good. I do also like the original team: Switch, APOC, Mouse, in them. I mean, it sucks that Mouse died. I like how he created the woman in the red dress. It's like there is the whole porn aspect of her, but there's also the fact that she was used to improve the simulation of what was going on in the agent program. So what'd you think of her? Who? The woman in the red dress. Were you listening, Neil? Or were you looking at the woman in the red dress? I was. Look again. And that's when the agent showed up, and turns out to be Agent Smith. Seems like, oh shit. But I also do like what he tells him. I'm not going to lie to you, Neil. Everyone who has stood their ground, everyone who has fought an agent has died. I've seen an agent punch through a brick wall. Men have emptied entire clips at them and hit nothing but air. But where they have failed, you will succeed. And he's like, so what are you trying to tell me? That I can dodge bullets? No, Neil. I'm telling you that when the time comes, you won't have to. And a lot of people don't fully understand that until the end of the movie, where he literally stops the bullets, where he is able to, or him being the anomaly, is able to affect the Matrix and reshape it. Now, Neo never could do that, or was never the full potential of the anomaly. That is actually something that a lot of people don't realize. The prophecy of the One allows, or is where he can do anything as long as he is able to allow himself to let go of earthly attachments, essentially. Basically, go Jedi. Or if you go the Jedi route, you can then therefore ascend your powers beyond what you currently can do. Where Neo loved Trinity. In a sense, Trinity held him back because he couldn't let go of his love for the woman or for Trinity. And therefore, he could not fully ascend to what he had to do, which was remake the Matrix. Now, yes, the architect essentially tried bargaining with him. I do believe that was a trap. The architect basically saying, or you have to submit, or you have to kill yourself in order to allow the code to be rewritten. By the way, we are going to destroy Zion. No, I do believe that was a freaking trap. Hey, Tony Montana, good to see you, man. But yes, the conversation with the architect, I do like the Will Ferrell MTV parody that they did. You do not want to see me get out of this chair. He's like, bite your tongue, bite it. I would hope we don't meet again. Why'd you say that? I told you to shut up. And then he collapses or crashes through the fucking door with him. He's like, I told you to shut up. That, seriously, folks, is such a fucking hilarious thing. It's interesting that you made the small comparison between The Matrix and John Wick earlier, since Keanu films are the main character of both films. Yeah. Well, John Wick is a guy who was the top fucking assassin, and or he had finally found peace, but unfortunately, the elements of the old world kind of followed him, or kind of crossed paths with him, and brought him back into the world with a vengeance. Where in the Matrix, it's very different. It's not somebody who's part of the world coming back to it. It's a part of, well, in a very pseudo quasi sense it is, but in the main way, it's a person waking up to his full potential, waking up to the reality of how shit things really are. However, you're put into a simulation so that you can literally be a bioelectric battery for machines. I mean, it really is disturbing when you think about the full context of what the real world is. When Morpheus is explaining it to him, I've seen them liquefy the dead in order to be fed intravenously to the living, and you see a baby hooked up to all these machines and then liquefied and whatnot, and all that gel around them so that they can grow. It really is disturbing. That is what happened to humans. That is the fate that happened to humans. I mean, when I watch The Animatrix, it's sad when you see that kid trying to come in from being sick or in the winter, and then his parents are calling him and he's running, and then suddenly sees 3 agents at his door. It's like, what the fuck, man? That is so sad. You see the very sad fate of humans. Also, what did you mean earlier? But I never really saw anything beyond Toy Story 1. Sorry if I don't understand. I never watched any movies or any of the other Toy Stories beyond Toy Story 1. I have not watched the full trilogy of Toy Story. Or that Toy Story cash grab called Toy Story 4. That's all I meant, bud. So the robots are Democrats. Essentially, yes. Yep. Yeah. Democrats were willing to go along with the robots and ended up signing away the rights to humanity. And when that one emissary robot in the Animatrix came in with its apple and signing away, it's like, we have rights to your flesh. Goodbye. Nukes the whole fucking UN. And it's like, yeah, this is our decree. You are ours. You're slaves. Humanity created AI. One robot didn't want to die, and therefore AI has evolved beyond it. They all were self-aware. It's like, you fucking idiots. You don't. And a lot of people don't realize that. It's like, yeah, you got the Skynet scenario, but you also have the Matrix scenario. People don't remember the Matrix a lot because, well, the Matrix isn't as big as the Terminator franchise. The Animatrix and live action clips of Enter the Matrix are pretty good. Yeah. But getting into Matrix Reloaded, I really also liked the Seraph, where how he is essentially a guardian program for the Oracle, which is a program created by the machines. And I do like how he asks him, he's like, how do I know you're here to help us if you were created by the machines? Or if you're from the machine world, how can I trust you? You know, it is a pickle. And I love the original actor as the Matrix. The crazy thing, the actress who played the Oracle after the original, fun thing, man, she looks so much like my former landlady. And it's like, well, shit, man, this woman looks almost perfectly like the woman who played the Oracle in Matrix Revolutions. Fuck. How would I compare Reloaded and Revolutions with other 2003 movies like Return of the King, Finding Nemo, Pirates of the Caribbean, yada yada yada? Last Samurai is pure epic awesomeness. You will never get any better than that in 2003, aside from Return of the King. But Return of the King is a fantasy movie where The Last Samurai is actually kind of semi-accurate historical. X-Men 2 was okay. Finding Nemo, you had good voices in it, voice work and whatnot, yeah. Pirates of the Caribbean, happens to be one of the other trilogies I will be discussing this month. I keep thinking back to another film where the fights can also be dialogue of sorts. You do not really know someone until you fight them. Yeah. Yep. Thinking of Pacific Rim. Yeah, that's true too, man. Trinity and Persephone are so beautiful. Well, yes, Carrie-Anne Moss, she really hasn't lost her looks. I'm guessing that's just healthy living. Monica Bellucci, I don't think she's really lost her looks that much either. Although she's definitely got a body, man. But yeah, when it comes to The Matrix, another thing I liked about The Matrix was the concept of deja vu. It's like, whoa, deja vu. Everybody's like, what the fuck did you just see, man? A black cat just walked by, and then one that looked just like it. How much like it? Was it the same cat? Could have been. I'm not sure. Dude, that cat's tail flicked up in the same way twice. So, yeah. or it's like deja vu is a glitch in the Matrix. It happens when they change something. Yeah, the windows are changed into bricks. It's like, fuck me. But I do love those. I do love the Tommies that Mouse had, man, where the trigger and the handles were directly under the belt feed for the Thompsons that he had, the double Thompsons, because you could see the Thompsons rotating their clips as he was firing. It's like, dude, those are fucking awesome. I would say that it was practically become a meme. The Matrix days, yeah. It's also become kind of a political meme right now. But anyway, if I am honest, I would rather be in the Terminator universe than Matrix. Same, because the Terminators didn't, or they just wanted to kill you. They didn't try enslaving you. Well, they did enslave you for the prison camps for building T-800s and skin jobs, but yeah. In the Path of Neo, the ending was different from Revolutions. Instead, Neo, yeah, he defeats Mega Smith, Hulk versus Galactus action. Yeah, yep. I prefer what the architect says, that Gen Z gibberish. Yeah, right. But the thing is, getting back to that, because I kind of went off on wild tangents. The architect, I do believe that was the biggest trap, because if Neo had given up, they still would have destroyed Zion, and they would have not left a single human alive, and then they still wouldn't have picked any other humans. I believe that by Neo choosing the other door, if he had chosen the other door, he would have doomed the human race completely. There was no the anomaly would have eventually come back, yes, but they would have been keeping him constantly blue pilled, kind of like what they did in Resurrection. They're feeding him they're constantly blue pilling him. Shogun was that epic show, or that was an epic show. I was thrilled to hear it got 2 more seasons. Yeah, has nothing to do with this though. But I do like the architect scene. It really did show you how, or because it also tipped the machine's hands. It's like, you don't get it, man. There's nothing you can do. Watch me, motherfucker. You don't understand the concept of human choice. The problem is choice. Humans continue to make choices that machines can't understand. And that's because they're human. Also in Path of Neo, you could take the blue pill, yes, and it just, or all it does, and all it does is make you have to repeat the cycle again. Too bad they did not add in the Mandela effect. Yeah. Another thing that they do very well, or that they did very well in it, was Revolutions, where he's fighting Smith, and Smith gives his monologue. It's like, you believe you're fighting for something for more than your survival? Can you tell me what it is? Do you even know? Is it peace? Could it be truth? Perhaps freedom? Could it be for love? Delusions? All as artificial as as the Matrix itself. Although only a human can invent something as insipid as love. You must be able to see it. There's no, you can't win, so why keep fighting? Because I choose to. And this enrages Smith. This causes him to just go ham on Neo again, except that Neo actually hits him hard, or we get that very that super fist that he gives Smith, which is a nice shot. It's just like, they really should go back and make his face a little less doughy. In my opinion, his face was kind of very doughy, you know. Although it was very cool, don't get me wrong. It was a very good shot. It's like, it's a great shot. But then Neo finally understood, okay, I know what I have to do. You're right, it is inevitable. but by you winning, that means that the machine core, Deus Ex Machina on the outside, that big thing with the baby face, he can then set a destruct sequence because the one is connected to all the other programs inside of the Matrix that Neo had, or that Smith had infected. And therefore, if Neo loses, the machines can shut down the Matrix and essentially do a reset for the next iteration, which it did. And therefore, all the other programs were are automatically backed up, apparently, because you see the architect coming out to talk with the Oracle, and it's like, how long do you think that this piece will last? As long as it can. And as he goes to walk away, what about the others? What others? The ones who want out, obviously, they will be freed. I have your word. What do you think I am, human? It's such a great shot or a great scene because it's like, if I am the father of the Matrix, she would undoubtedly be its mother. So it's basically like God and his first being talking with each other, and basically like, so now what do we do from here? Where do we go from here? Deus Ex Machina was voiced by Kevin Michael Richardson, who has also voiced Thaddeus in the Animatrix. Yep. It was interesting reflecting and listening to the dialogue between Morpheus and the Merovingian in the second film when they appear, to be debating about choice. But then, he also sends a freaking virus cake to a woman that turns her into a freaking nymphomaniac. A lot of people don't realize that. She wasn't kissing your face, my love. It's a game, bitch. Yeah, so is this. Have fun. I love it, man. Plus, Randall Duck Kim as the keymaker, very good choice. They did good choices with all the actors for these movies. They did really good choices. And it turns out the guy who played the upgraded agent in 2 and 3, turns out he is one of the guys who is one of the major players in the John Wick movie. He was one of the head security guys. So, yeah. There's a lot of the Matrix that still passes on into John Wick later on, or into the John Wick movies. Interestingly enough, facts from Osmosis Jones, dressed up like Morpheus, not to mention that he was voiced by Lawrence Fishburne. Yeah. A lot of people didn't even match that it was Lawrence Fishburne, but it turns out, that was Lawrence Fishburne. Lawrence Fishburne is a good voice actor as well as actor. I really like Lawrence Fishburne. The Merovingian, though, when they went in, plus those twins, those like phantom twins, I always wondered what they were, man, because they were unable to be killed, because they would always turn into those wicked phantom-like creatures. And it's like, could we move it along? I mean, they're interesting, to say the least. But I do like how they got beat, because it's like, shit, we're not going to fuck with we don't want to fuck with the agents, but we're going after these guys, because the agents are also on the case, yet those guys did back off from the agents. I would have loved to have seen the agents going in to see what goes on between Merovingian and others, because it'd be like, yeah. Can you see anything, Neil? Well, the code's strange. Encrypted? Maybe. Is that good for us or bad for us? Well, it seems every floor on here in this building is wired with explosives. Bad for us. It's a really good movie, man. These movies have good fun. They were never meant to be award worthy, in my opinion. Matrix Revolutions was a step down because essentially they had, or actually no, it was a step up from Reloaded, because Reloaded was showing what was happening before the end. It was the sort of deep breath before the plunge, because I like the Burly Brawl. The Burly Brawl in Matrix Reloaded is very good because it shows how Smith was not afraid to show himself after a certain point. He's like, have your little talk, but now it's time for me. And I'm going to kick your ass. And that one Agent Smith that got smacked with the pole that goes flying up into the building, you literally see his leg fall off. And it's like, what the fuck? You know? And then you see another agent go to step in because he's seeing some weird shit. And what the hell's going on here? I got to stop. Oh, you. Yes, me. Boom. Infected. Who is more hot, gorgeous, Carrie-Anne Moss or Monica Bellucci, dude? Neozoic. You are asking a question that is absolute. Carrie-Anne Moss is beautiful. Carrie-Anne Moss is beautiful. Don't get me wrong. She's beautiful. Monica Bellucci is hot. Tell me the difference between hot and beautiful. If you can do that. Sort of like the difference, or it's kind of like the difference between knowledge and wisdom. Which one is better? I'd rather go with beautiful than with hot. That's my take. It's a good question, though. I mean, hey, man, he wants us to know. He wants to know. So I'm not gonna fault him there, man. The firefight in the third film, pretty entertaining as they were being checked for weapons. Yeah. Oh yeah, the breaking into hell. Or breaking into hell, yeah. To get Neo out. I mean, it's like she'll do it. If she has to, she'll kill every one of us. She's in love. It's amazing that the pattern of love is so similar to the pattern of insanity. Time's up. What's it going to be, Merv? You want a hole in your head, or you going to help us out here? Thing is, Merovingian could have easily just said, fuck it, kill him. All right, fine. I'll give you your savior, but first, kill him. Boom. Okay, yep. Everybody's just failed. Neo's stuck in the outer zone, and that's it. Cut wrap. There you go. She wouldn't have died because she would have, or the second he said, okay, I'll give her, or I will give him to you. Everybody. And that's when or by the time he said, I will give them to you, her hand would have relaxed on the trigger. And all he would have had to have said was kill them, and every single freaking trigger would have been pulled except hers. He would have lived. Yeah. But yeah, there is that whole situation, how that could have easily gone in the wrong direction. But, you know, the Merovingian is also a man of his word, so. She is hot and Italian, Monica Bellucci, hands down. Yes, she is hot. Carrie-Anne Moss is beautiful. I prefer beautiful over hot. Hot gets your rocks off. Beautiful keeps it going. Just to basically give you a hint of that. So, but when it comes to these movies, I really do enjoy them. Anybody got any questions about any other sequences from the Matrix trilogy? Make sure that you leave them in the comments. Also, make sure that you smash the like button on both X and on YouTube. And I'm also trying to reach 2,025 subs by the year 2025. If you know people that like my content or might like my content, or share my content with them, ask them to give me a sub, because I could always help with subs, folks. I'm trying to get the subs up so I can actually be a little bit more informative to more people about movies and stuff. It helps. Because being informative helps. I mean, yes, I'm not the best YouTuber. I don't have all that clip sharing equipment and shit. But also, I just realized what happens if I do share clips and shit. I end up getting caught, or I get my freaking streams taken down and a warning placed on my channel. I have to wait 90 days before that warning gets taken down. So yeah, that sucks. But yeah, when it comes, or I do like the whole silver bullet thing with these programs. He's like, these guys, they work for my husband. They're notoriously hard to kill. But how many people keep silver bullets in their guns? And so she kills one of them, and it's like, were they werewolf programs? It does make one wonder. You know? I do like that one shot where the twin closes the door and Neil bursts right through it and out into the mountains. He's like, fuck, Link, where am I? Oh, man, you ain't gonna believe this. You're up in the mountains. Really? It's like, really? Yeah, no shit, man. 500 due or 500 miles due south. Neil, I could really use your help right now. And then you see in the computer screens this thing just zipping across. What is that? Motherfucker, it's Neil. It's like, how do you not understand that was Neil flying right through? It's like, well, it certainly isn't a freaking asteroid. I mean, they did a good job with all of the special effects. I mean, the freeway chase was fucking. But it also had some shitty effects too. However, that one where the two trucks smash into each other and go slow-mo, where you then see the fuel ignite, that was pretty cool. What were your thoughts when Morpheus asked the Oracle after all these years, why are you doing this for you to make up your own damn mind? He didn't say, why are you doing this? He asked, after all these years, or after everything that's happened, how can I trust you? Or how am I to believe you? Well, I expect you to do what you've always done, to make up your own damn mind. Believe me or don't. How would you compare Lawrence Fishburne with other roles such as Apocalypse Now, John Wick series, Boys in the Hood, Color Purple, DCEU, Mystic River, School Days? I've not seen a lot of his work except for DCEU. I saw him in Nightmare on Elm Street 3. I saw him in Bad Company, the original. I saw him in Boys in the Hood. Yep. Then or John Wick movies, obviously. Yep. I love him as the Bowery King, man. He plays the Bowery King. It makes a person want to be homeless. In that world, it would actually make me want. If I was in that world, I would love to do the Bowery or to be part of the Bowery, because I could blend in very well. Apocalypse Now, been a long time since I haven't seen Apocalypse Now. I've never seen Apocalypse Now. I've honestly, it's like that name just doesn't tell me anything, you know. I would have to watch the movie and be like, okay, what is this? I have to be in the right mood for that kind of thing. My mind works in very different ways, folks, than others. But let's see here. What other good parts of the movies were there? Oh, yes. Ian Bliss versus Keanu Reeves on the ship or on the Logos, where it's like, dude, he keeps calling you Mr. Anderson. How the fuck are you not putting two and two together about who this fucker is? I mean, seriously. It's like, Mr. Anderson. Smith only calls me Mr. Anderson. What the fuck? So it's like, I'm sorry. That's just some bad fucking writing right there. But I do like after he cooks his eyes and shit, and he's like, just waiting to be put out of your misery. Swing one, swing two. Catches, and he's like, I can see you. Oh, shit. And then you see the flaming Mr. Anderson and shit, and it's pretty cool what you see there, man. It's like flaming Anderson. That is kind of cool effects. I want to get my hands on that kind of effects, you know. But yeah, it's like, how did you not put it together. How did it have to? Ah! I mean, if I could talk to the Wachowski siblings nowadays, it would be like, dude, seriously. He called me Mr. Anderson. How the fuck did you get out of the Matrix, Smith? That's what I would do, or that's what I would have said. It's like, Mr. Anderson. Smith? The fuck? It's that simple. When he gets blind, that Neo is finally able to see him, so parts of the writing just felt odd. I agree. It was odd from the beginning. I mean, it's like, what the fuck? But it's, or the way that he talks, if anybody knew Mr. Anderson from the fucking Matrix, and the way that he talks, and it's like, why is this dude giving his best fucking Agent Smith impression? Has he lost his fucking mind? It's insane. Oh, definitely, Lawrence does work well as both voice actor and general actor. I really like it. Yeah, Tony. Tony, I think you're also backed up on the. I mean, shit, that was like 30 minutes ago. I think you're like 30 minutes behind, buddy. But yeah, we're almost about to wrap this up because the trilogy, out of all three of them, I would say the original is the best. Out of the other two, Revolutions is the best. I love the war. I love the war, or the Zion War, because when you have those freaking Sentinels coming in, and then suddenly they just push through as this huge hand, and it's like, oh shit, and they just start pushing through, and it's like, we stopped the driller. Bogey 2 at the drop point. Fuck. It's like, goddamn. In a reference to that moment when Neo got blind. Yeah. When I rewatched it once, I realized that right before one of the guys was able to escape the Matrix via phone call, he got infected, which is why the other ships got. Yeah. He blew an EMP downing like all those ships, and it's like, fuck, dude. Only one survived. I do wish that they explained what the fuck VDTs were. Has this man been tested for VDTs? What are VDTs? Oh, no. I was just posting that they were late because I meant to post that earlier. Oh, that's okay, man. It's okay. But wasn't able to get around to it right then. Oh, it's all right, man. It's all right. It's all right, Tony. How would you compare Keanu Reeves Neo with other roles such as Wick, Speed, Bill and Ted? Constantine and Wick are the best comparatives to Neo, because all three are badass. Bill and Ted, I mean, sure, but they're kids. Day the Earth Stood Still remake, never heard it or never seen it. Speed, he's a cop in that one, yeah. I liked him in Devil's Advocate. I thought that he was pretty good because he got one over on the devil. He's like, free will. It's bitch, ain't it? And it's like, well, fuck, dude. He just beat the devil at his own fucking game. Holy shit. And so, plus that movie was a very hard R because, well, yeah, they were showing Vivi in that one. But yeah, The Matrix, Keanu Reeves, a lot of people give Keanu Reeves shit, but then when fucking John Wick comes out, everybody's like, Keanu Reeves is so awesome, man. I mean, he's an underrated actor. I do like that thing that he did with Drew Barrymore. She's like, I'm a lover, not a fighter. Well, you gotta be then. What? Or you gotta be a fighter, because if you're not willing to fight for what you love, well, what kind of love do you have? And then he's like, oh shit, never mind. And he's like, but I'm like, yeah, except that you're on the right track there, dude. You're on the right track. If you don't fight for what you love, what kind of love do you have? You know, is it hollow? Is it willing to give up for something different? That ain't love then. That's just need, or that's just want. You know, it's an interesting concept. Keanu Reeves is so freaking awesome as a person himself. I mean, he gets stopped at, or he gets delayed on a flight in L.A. and he gives a freaking tour to the other passengers, and he is the tour guide for that entire thing, and he paid for it all himself. So it's like, oh, I'll give you guys a tour, and you know what? I'll be your tour guide. I mean, who does that? You know, what kind of other actor do you know that does that? I mean, it really is great. Also, Mifune's death, dude. Captain Mifune, the guy that's always screaming. It's like, dude, slow your fucking roll. I mean, yeah, kill. I get, but he got cut up like a motherfucker by those damn sentinels. Did you think it is because of films like Bram Stoker's Dracula gave Keanu Reeves a bad rep, or what other answers do you have? I do believe that that was one movie that everybody admitted that that was a miscast, but he was getting big at the time, so he wanted to go with him. But it's like, yeah, as much as I like the Bram Stoker's Dracula movie, that was a miscast. As much as I also like Keanu Reeves, that was a miscast. But we also have Winona Ryder to thank for that movie because she was the one that bought the rights to Dracula to have it done with Francis Ford Coppola. So yeah, if you ever do see Winona Ryder out in public, folks, thank her for getting the rights to Dracula in order to do Bram Stoker's Dracula. Because yes, while that film wasn't the best when it came to Keanu Reeves' performance, it still was a fantastic film. Um, hmm, I have an idea for July. Anyway, but getting back to the Matrix, yeah, Matrix is the best. Revolutions is second best. Reloaded, it's like step down, but then step back up. You know, it's like holy shit. I thought it was good. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got for this, folks. I got some other stuff that I got to get to before, because I got got the house to myself, and I usually do some stuff around the house before or while family is gone and whatnot. But yes, thank you all for tuning in. Tony Montana, Neozoic, Pierce, Mama Skuma, Christian Freights. Next week, I will be doing the Equalizer trilogy, where I will be discussing the very first Denzel Washington franchise, and the gift that is Antoine Fuqua, because goddamn, dude, that dude does some great work. But yes, that's going to be it for me, folks. Stay tuned for Orange Hat Uncensored on Friday night. Also, tonight I will be on Society Reviews channel for the Barroom podcast. We're going to be talking some stuff like Caitlin Clark and some other stuff as well. So definitely tune in. Thank you all so much for tuning in or for being a part of this, man. Yep, Pierce, Christian, Tony, Vanya, Mama, MB Geeks, and Neozoic. You all are freaking awesome. And to all those on X who were watching on X, thank you so much. Also, remember, folks, from now on, the single streams on Thursday nights with Mara, exclusively on X. I am not going to do Rumble. I'm not going to do Kick. They're all exclusively on X. What did I not like about Finding Nemo? Finding Nemo is just not my cup of tea. It's an animated film for kids. I like the voice actors. Tony Montana. I like the voice actors. But that's all there really is to it. But anyway, folks, yes. For Thursday nights this month, when I'm doing the ones and twos on Mars channel, Thursday nights are solely on X. I am sorry if that inconveniences some people. But it's just the way it is. YouTube fucked me over, and I am sticking it to them I'm sticking it to them the best way I can because I'm not monetized. So anyway, folks, thank you so much for tuning in. Y'all know the drill. Like, comment, subscribe, share, all that jazz. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. What did you think of the Matrix trilogy? Did you like it? Did you not? What were your favorite parts? What were your least favorite parts? Let me know all that stuff, folks. Anyway, this has been Orange Chat. Y'all have a wonderful day, and always remember to stay humble.
Are you done? Are you done?